Hey there, sleepy friend Moon. Before we curl up together, tell me, what time is it right now? The time you're going to sleep. Say it out loud or whisper it to yourself. Good. Let your shoulders drop as you say it. This is your time to rest. Get cozy. Tuck your blanket just right. Feel your pillow hold your head. Breathe in slowly through your nose. 1, 2, 3. Hold for a tiny pause. Breathe out through your mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4 again. In, soft and gentle. Out, softer and longer. There you go. You're safe here. You're warm. The day can put itself away. Tonight's bedtime story is called The Rainy Night Fairy and the Bookstore of Whispered Pages. Once, on the edge of a wide river, stood a little bookstore with a striped awning and a bell that rang like a tiny silver laugh. The shop's windows were full of soft golden light. The shelves held old stories, new stories, and secret stories that only opened when you were calm enough to listen. Outside, rain fell in patient lines, steady as a lullaby. It tapped on the windows, it kissed the ground, and it made the stone path shine. Down the hill, the moon rose, round and kind. Its light slid across the water like spilled milk. A fairy, painted a gentle cream, drifted toward the town dock. It had 3 decks, a round little smokestack, and a string of warm bulbs that looked like stars pulled close. The bookshop owner was an older woman named Nona Plume. She had soft gray hair tucked in a bun, a sweater with elbow patches, and eyes that smiled before her mouth did. Nona loved 2 things: rainy nights and stories that helped people sleep. She said rain was the sound of the sky tidying up. She said stories were blankets for your thoughts. Every night, when the fairy came, Nona would set a small lamp in the window, the one with the blue shade. The lamp's glow was a signal for travelers who were tired or heavy with thoughts or simply ready to drift. The glow meant there is a story waiting for you, a gentle one. Come in. Tonight, someone new would arrive, someone who needed a bedtime story unlike any other. The traveler. On the ferry stood a traveler with a satchel and a coat that smelled like fresh paper. Their name was Rowan. Rowan didn't know they were looking for a story. They thought they were looking for a place to stay the night. Maybe a cup of tea, maybe a friendly hello. But sometimes we look for one thing and find another, the exact thing we truly need. The engine hummed in a sleepy purr. The rain made tiny rings on the water. Rowan watched the town lights grow larger as the ferry neared. They saw the lamp with the blue shade. They felt a tug inside, soft and sure, like a tide. When the ferry touched the dock, the deckhand lowered the ramp with a squeak that sounded like a yawn. Rowan stepped off. The air smelled like wet stone and cinnamon, though Rowan couldn't see where the cinnamon came from. Perhaps it was simply the scent of comfort. Rowan followed the stone path up the hill, past the old lamp post, past the cat sleeping beneath it, past the puddle that held a perfect reflection of the moon. The bookstore bell rang as they pushed the door. Welcome, Nona Plume said. You're right on time. On time for what? Rowan asked, smiling even though they felt a little shy. For a bedtime story, Nona said. I can hear your thoughts. They're wide awake and pacing. Come in. Put your things down. Would you like a warm drink? We have moon milk, cinnamon steam, sleepy cocoa, and hushed honey tea. Rowan chose hushed honey tea. It came in a wide cup with a handle big enough for both hands. The steam smelled like summer meadows and the edge of a nap. Long day? Nona asked. Long month, Rowan said, and the words felt true as soon as they left. Nona nodded as if she already knew. She pointed to a small corner of the shop. There was a window seat with soft cushions, a quilt folded like a secret, and a view of the river and the moonlit ferry. Rain raced down the glass in clear streams. Sit, Nona said. Breathe with the rain. When you're ready, I'll tell the story. It will be yours to keep. Sometimes the right story is like a key. It turns, and a door inside you opens, and behind that door is a quiet room. Rowan sat. The cushions sighed under their weight. They sipped tea. They watched the rain and the river and the fairy light reflecting like a path. It felt as if the world was moving in slow, smooth circles. Their shoulders softened, their jaw unclenched, their breath loosened and grew round. I'm ready, Rowan whispered. Good, Nona said. She dimmed the lamps until the shop was lit like a sunset that decided to wait. She chose a book from a high shelf. Its cover was deep blue with silver letters that read, The Mapmaker of Drowsy Shores. Nona sat across from Rowan. The bell on the door gave a small chime, as if even it wanted to listen. The cat from the lamp post slid inside and curled near the radiator, paws tucked like a loaf of bread. The rain drew its soft lines. The fairy horn, far off, let out a low hush, like a giant telling the night to rest. Nona opened the book. The pages smelled like rain on chalk and warm wood, and then she began. The map maker of drowsy shores. In a town that only woke at dusk, there lived a map maker named Finn. Finn made maps for places most people didn't know existed. The yawning marsh, where every breeze carried a lullaby. The pillow dunes, where soft white sand held the shape of your dreams. And drowsy shores, a stretch of coast where the waves spoke in slow syllables and the gulls cried like quiet flutes. Finn had a problem, though. Every time he drew a map of a sleepy place, he got so relaxed that he fell asleep at his desk. This wasn't terrible, but it made the work slow. Orders stacked up. People wrote letters. Dear Finn, please send a map to the dozy orchard where the apples hum. I keep getting lost between naps. Or, Dear Finn, the dandelion meadow keeps drifting. I need a map that can float. One evening, Finn decided to take a field trip. He packed a small bag, a pencil that never needed sharpening, a notebook with soft pages, a tin of almonds, and a blanket that smelled like something he couldn't name. Maybe safety, maybe home. He locked his shop and stepped into the blue hour when the sky is the color of calm and everything holds still for a moment. Finn walked to the edge of town where the river widened and the ferry waited. The ferry's captain was an old friend, a quiet man named Mender. He wore a cap pulled low and had a voice like a warm coat. Evening, Finn, Mender said. Heading to drowsy shores? Yes, Finn said. I need to learn the true shape of rest. Then you've come on the right night, Mender said. The moon is full, and the rain is kind. As the ferry glided across the water, Finn leaned on the rail. Raindrops landed on his sleeve and made tiny stars. He listened to the engine purr. He watched mist rise from the surface and fold into the night. The lights along the deck wobbled in the ripples. Finn felt a soft tug behind his ribs, the kind of tug that says, you're moving towards something you've needed all along. Mender pointed ahead. The shores came into view. Low hills, dark trees, small cottages with window glow. The beach shone a pale silver, as if the moon had smoothed it with its hand. The rain did not pound. It brushed. The ferry touched the dock. Finn stepped onto the planks, which creaked like sleepy boards in a quiet house. A sign hung from the lamp post. Drowsy shores. Please speak in inside voices. Below that, in smaller letters, Yawns welcome. Finn walked along the path to a cottage with a round door. A light burned in the window. From inside came the smell of toasted oats and sea wind. Finn knocked, and the door opened nearly at once. You must be Finn, said a woman with silver braids and eyes that had learned the shape of tides. I'm Ada, the keeper of Slow. Come in, take off your shoes. Leave your hurry outside with the rain. Finn stepped inside. The floor felt warm. There was a kettle singing softly on the stove. A clock on the wall ticked in the rhythm of a resting heart. Ada handed Finn a mug. Oat tea, she said. It tastes like morning without the noise. I make maps, Finn said, but I keep falling asleep before I finish. I think the shores can teach me something.